Like and subscribe!
You saw the title. Today's video is about Philza Minecraft. If you haven't seen the last video, I'd recommend doing that because I worked very hard on it and I think it's a very good video, but I'll run through the sort of formula I'll be going with for this one as well. We'll be going through 3 different categories, one of which being strength, one of which being speed, and the other being intelligence. Now, first let's go with speed because I think that that's the simplest category to go over. Now, while Techno has a lot of running feats, mainly due to Skyblock, Philza doesn't really have as many that I'm at least aware of, but Philza is known for flying, and that's where I'm going to be getting his speed feats. I'm going to be calculating, okay, how fast does this man fly? So the man named after crows uses an elytra for his flight because it's fucking Minecraft. And based on the fact that the average speed of an elytra being 108 kilometers per hour, aka 67 miles per hour. Additionally, if you have a continuous rocket boost, that goes up to 120.6 kilometers per hour, or just about 74-75 miles per hour. Now, due to lore, we can assume that Philza's average speed while flying would probably be somewhere around 70 miles per hour. And this is assuming he's flying at a 0-degree angle. This isn't even assuming he's making use of all of the different tricks you can do to fly at different angles, use your momentum differently, to fly better, and considering how good he is at Terra Swoop Force, I think that this man is very, very good at flying. If Phil were to consistently glide at 52 degrees, he would be going at 242 kilometers per hour, or alternatively 150 miles per hour, and if at a 90-degree angle, he would go at 282.2 kilometers per hour, and when converted to miles per hour, this is 175 miles per hour. This is almost 200 miles per hour, and when compared to Techno's 23, Philza is very fast when flying. Even if we assumed that while casually fighting, he could only move at half of this speed, nay, even a fourth of this speed, he would be already going faster than Techno if he used his wings to fly around the battlefield. And for Phil's strength feats, I'm actually going to be referencing my Techno video, because the feat I used for that was in the Dream SMP, when Philza referenced that him and Techno had done some sparring, and Techno destroyed a mountain. I assumed that he hit 52 plus blocks, and this force to destroy all of that in a single swipe of a blade would be 2605200 tons, or alternatively 53,040 semi-trucks. However, I do admit that this could be a highball simply because I couldn't find a VOD of Phil building this part of the training arena, so I don't actually know if it was 52 blocks. However, it is entirely possible that it was more than 52 blocks, more power than that many semi-trucks. It's entirely possible. And now, since it was heavily inferred by Phil that they were sparring against each other, even though this was a casual attack, as he obviously wasn't trying to kill his friend, this means that Phil at least scales somewhat close to this force that Techno can put out, making Philza at least about this strong. However, I do personally believe that it makes far more sense for Techno to be physically stronger while Phil is clearly faster. For one, it balances them out as a duo more, but secondarily, Technoblade is a very combat-oriented, strength-based character, and he's always seen as the strong one, so it makes sense for him to at least be a few semi-trucks stronger than Philza Minecraft. And now we move on to intelligence, where I'm going to lump a bunch of different things together. Mainly the two things that I think I should probably split up into 2 different categories in future videos are battle intelligence versus actual, book smarts. I could split it into street smarts and book smarts, but I do think that maybe I should split battle up into survival and battle and then do 3, but then it feels a little bloated towards the intelligence side of things, so I'll probably just keep this as one section moving forward. But speaking of survival and intelligence, Philza Minecraft is the most notorious hardcore player possibly in the world, at least on the English-speaking side of things. This makes his real-life self very, very intelligent at knowing how to survive, whether it be combat encounters, or alternatively against mobs, or different sort of fights of falling, or just being a quick reactor in stressful situations. Additionally, the inference in at least DSMP, I'm not too sure about Origins and any other servers, however, the inference in DSMP that he has had one canonical life the entire time for a millennia. Also, the inference that that is the same canonical universe as SMP Earth in some sort of way, and possibly SMP Live, creates a huge inference that Philza Minecraft is once again very good at fighting battles and coming out one of the very few men left alive. I mean, hell, people called him the Angel of Death on SMP Earth, and continue to do so to this day, whether or not they know the context. Speaking of battle, on to battle intelligence. Now, I don't feel like I need to really hype up his PvP ability anymore, considering he's one of the few who at least canonically fights Technoblade, and I'm sure if in an actual fight the two could very well have come out in a fairly even fight. Fairly even? I still think Techno would win, but fairly even. Fairly. But I actually want to take focus on something that I feel is heavily underrated about Philza. His aim. This man has impeccable aim. I will play 2 clips here of his impeccable aim to hit the smallest of things, even from a great, great distance.
I could probably hit you from there.
Nice. Good shot.
You
With
are
the second attempt of me
actually
standing
like
still, that was good.
sub-pixel. You are not even a pixel. You are so small.
You're not gonna fucking hit me. Oh my god, he hit me!
Wait, he hit him?
Yeah,
Wait, did you?
I did. I hit him.
Dude, it
With
was
a
like,
bow?
did you hit him with the?
I
wait,
hit him with
was
the
it an
bow.
arrow shot?
It was an arrow shot.
And for me,
It was an
like-
arrow shot?
Arrow
What
shot.
Now, I know my fellow weebs looking at you, Phil, will want to apply this to sword fighting, because swords are frankly very, very cool. But think about this for a moment. If he is that precise from such a distance with a bow and arrow, imagine what Philza, Minecraft, well-known sword fighter, is able to do with his precision up close, especially from a canonical perspective. Yeah, that's terrifying. I can only imagine this man's skill as a Minecraft sniper. Hell, maybe even a real one. And lastly, I'd like to list to you some of his general intelligence feats, and let you make your own of things. However, I do think he's a fairly smart individual. Now, unless the man is able to correct me, I do believe that he was one of the people who first got an elytra on SMP Earth. Speaking of SMP Earth, he was part of the Antarctic Empire when they took over the world, and him and Techno were the 2 who made the plan. So I'd say that's a pretty big intelligence feat, being able to take over the world. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty big general feat, in fact. And then he willingly gave it up. On Q, SMP has been a single father for months, and we all know that takes tons of mental fortitude. Speaking of, I miss them very much. I hope by the time this video comes out, they will be back. Please, bring back the babies. And lastly, he just seems to be a very nice guy, and often that takes a lot more mental ability than being a mean person does. Anyway, feel free to like, subscribe, tell me any extra feats you think that I should have included, and I might go over them in the next video. Speaking of, real quick thing to do with the techno video from last time, I actually found out that people in Skyblock were able to eventually surpass this speed limit and go, either 10 extra speed levels or 10 times the speed that Techno went. So I think, at least from a canonical perspective, Techno would have eventually discovered this. Hell, I wouldn't doubt if the real man would have if he had more time. On the off chance Phil is watching this, hey, big fan. Hi. I hope you're having a nice day. I kind of am right now. It's almost midnight on a school night. I should probably be getting to bed. But hey, I'm an adult, so nobody gives me a bedtime but me. Anyway, like, subscribe, or reply to any comments. Bye-bye!
Like and subscribe!